The battle is on between Trump and his Democratic foes' politics. House Democrats swung their investigative machinery into action in the most searching examination of the Trump White House so far, showing that the special counsel's probe is only one of the president's concerns. The administration and its allies made clear they will do everything possible to frustrate Democratic oversight efforts, in a way that will test the constitutional infrastructure designed to hold the executive branch to account. In his State of the Union address, meanwhile, Trump laid out his clearest thematic blueprint yet for his re-election bid. The president and Democrats are blitzing early voting states this weekend, reflecting their belief that a president under a legal and political siege could be vulnerable next year, despite his ruthless campaigning style. The most serious potential development for Trump came with the expansion of the House Intelligence Committee investigation beyond Russia, which likely means Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report will not end the president's trouble over Russia. House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff announced any business ties between Trump and Saudi Arabia or any other nation were creating leverage over the administration's foreign policy. The move added another layer of peril for a president who is seeing his campaign, inauguration, transition, presidency, and past business career under the scrutiny of civil, political and criminal investigations. Trump is not enjoying the new Washington. It quickly became clear during the week that the commander-in-chief, who experienced only the most cursory oversight when Republicans ran both sides of Capitol Hill, is not enjoying his first taste of the new Democratic-led House. Trump sought to paint Schiff's move as the kind of ridiculous. Other Republicans are beginning to adopt the line that Democrats are motivated not by fulfilling their constitutional duties to hold an administration to account but instead by their personal animosity toward the president. The top Republican on the House Judiciary Committee, Republic. Doug Collins of Georgia. No. I am. The Whitaker appearance was in doubt up until Thursday night after Democrats voted to give Judiciary Committee Gerald Nadler, D. New York, the power to subpoena Whitaker if he did not answer questions or show up. The standoff was but reflecting the deep animosity between the Democratic-led House and the executive branch. He threatened to haul Whitaker back to the committee for a closed-door deposition, even though Whitaker is likely to be out of a job within days, with William Barr expected to be confirmed as Attorney General next week. The acting Attorney General's performance appeared to exemplify an apparent contempt for oversight in the executive branch. Whitaker often looked like he was performing for a president who checks up on his appointees on television, rather than seriously trying to answer questions. At one point, despite prompting from Democrats on the panel, Whitaker refused to say the Mueller probe is not a witch. In another front of the House Democrats' investigations on Trump, another committee started the process of trying to force the president to reveal his tax returns, after he defied tradition in the 2016 campaign by refusing to do so. Republic. Michael Waltz, but Ways and Means Oversight Subcommittee Chairman John Lewis of Georgia said Democrats were infused with a sense of mission. We. Democratic Republic. Tom Suozzi of Your. You. In Washington, the focus is on the bitter fights about to unfold. 2020 fight heats up. Outside the Capitol, Democratic activists are looking ahead to what they hope is a different future, as their party's prospective presidential nominees conduct the most intense campaigning this weekend of their nascent race to date. Senior. Cory Booker of New Senior. Elizabeth Warren on Sunday, in Minneapolis, the crowded Democratic field could get another contender with Senior. Amy Klobuchar. Whoever emerges from the pack, Trump is already waiting. His State of the Union address was a response to a political moment when he is under siege on many fronts, not least of them a duel over his border wall and government funding ahead of a deadline next Friday. But it was also a bold statement of his 2020 campaign strategy. The president indicated that his re-election race, like his 2016 strategy, would be rooted in inflammatory rhetoric over immigration aimed at his base. No. The president signaled that he will mix his populist rhetoric with a claim to have pulled off the most impressive economic renaissance in decades. The president's attack on Democrats for embracing socialism was a sign that the GOP will seize on government programs on climate change, higher education, and health care, advocated by rising stars like Republic. Alexandria conservative media and opinion pages were full this week of critiques of the Green New Deal co-sponsored by Ocasio-Cortez, which would require a fundamental remodeling of the economy to eliminate fossil fuels. In his State of the Union speech, Trump was also careful to take care of another sector of his 2016 coalition, evangelical voters, on another issue the GOP hopes to use to portray Democrats as marching away from the American mainstream. He accused New York Democrats of passing state legislation that would allow He was referring to a new law that eases restrictions on late-term abortions if the woman's life or health is at risk. The State of the Union was a fresh indication that after refusing again to broaden his base, as many presidents do in office, Trump will seek to root a road back to the White House similar to that he forged in 2016, which defied pundits who believed it could not be done.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.